So, justice for George Floyd. Take the knee. Black Lives Matter. I don't suppose it will have escaped anybody's notice that there's been a lot around about that lately. And it's a while since you've heard from me, but I'm really pleased to be the person from the parish who would like to talk a little bit about this. So I'm not going to keep you long, but the main thing is that there seems to be an argument, a discussion, an agenda item in our British society at the moment around Black Lives Matter, and not everybody understands what it's about. Essentially, the movement has come about because a man called George Floyd was actually murdered in front of the eyes of the whole of the world as a policeman kneeled on his neck and asphyxiated him to death. Whether or not this man was guilty of any number of crimes, I think starts being immaterial when we know that the kind of society we all want to live in, British society or worldwide society, we haven't become so evil that we just murder people in front of each other's faces. Surely we have a justice system. Surely we look to see if somebody's culpable. Surely it's not our police force, the people we hope to uphold law and order, who are the people who do it. So it's outraged people. It outraged people in the US, in Minneapolis, where it took place, and I think the news has covered extensively those riots, so I don't need to say anything about them, except to say that what I'm saying here is not justifying any damaging of people's property or smashing up of people's goods or hurting people in the streets. That's not what I'm saying. But for sure, I do recognise what made people that angry, that upset. It's like as if it's the straw that broke the camel's back almost, that people have been, in the US particularly, undergoing a lot of severe policing. People have died openly at the hands of police, and they have reacted to that finally and absolutely, and it's been on the national stage. But what's happening here in the UK? So there's been a protest, and people have taken up, it seems, this passion and this argument around this. But what it is that people have done is they've used the George Floyd incident as, well, they've not used it, but they've certainly taken the opportunity of the George Floyd incident to start a bigger conversation, one that's been needed to be had for quite some time, about racism in our society that's affected people like me, ostensibly people like me, for quite some time. It's as long as I can remember in my whole lifetime. I could write a book on the racist incidents that have happened to me. I'm sad to say, in work, in my school life, in my society, in my marriage. You know, I was in a mixed marriage, and certainly I saw firsthand the sorts of racist behaviour that people can throw at you. So it's about opening a dialogue. It's about trying to make things better. It's about looking at all the reports that have been done, the Lammy review, Theresa May's race disparity review, and others, so many more. You know, again, this is something that people can find out if they want to on the internet. But certainly within every sphere of our lives, it has been proven that black people have a worse experience than their white counterparts. And that's something that I don't think anybody set out to do. Some of it's historic. Yes, you'll see that this statue that was pulled down recently, that's because people are now looking to those who were involved in the slave trade and sort of saying, well, why have we made public figures and statues that are to be adored, of people who actually treated other human beings like they weren't human beings, who sold them almost like animals in a farm, you know, and actually human lives, black human lives, were not even valued that highly. So it's the historic hurt from those times that's the statue action is all about. And we do need to bring into question why that's something as a society that we've upheld. It's the colonialism, it's the inherited things like Windrush, you know, that happened a couple of years ago. We saw that people who've been living here all their lives were being literally taken out of their homes, out of their jobs, and not being able to say goodbye to their families in some situations, and sent back to Jamaica, a country where they may never have even lived. So that was a terrible thing, given that people originally were invited to this country and took on some of the worst jobs and the worst aspects of racism. You know, historically the signs in windows said no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. People couldn't even get accommodation. So, I mean, it's a bigger question. It's a bigger discussion. It takes really re-examining all these aspects of our lives, how it's been for me as a mother, how it's been for me as a child, how it was for me as a adult woman, and how racism has affected me. And this is what people want to try and do something about. And I felt that we as a church shouldn't hide from that. I felt that we as a church should be proud in saying we don't agree with people being murdered in the streets. And what we do believe is that everybody deserves fair justice. So that's all I have to say. You know, I'm Elizabeth Cameron. I am the Child, Youth and Families Worker for the parish. And there's going to be some words from our young people of the parish who want to tell you that they care about and believe Black Lives Matter too. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name's Olivia Pearl Hayes. So have I ever experienced racism? I don't think I have. Like, I've not walked down the street and someone said something to me. Maybe heard the odd thing in school, but not towards me. Like, the teachers would deal with it. Like, not towards me. But I do support the Black Lives Matter movement because it wasn't right for someone to get kneeled on the neck for 8 minutes straight, saying they couldn't breathe just because of the colour of the skin. Like, I think everyone deserves a place in this world. No matter what colour you are, no matter what ethnicity you are, no matter what religion you all deserve a place in this world. Thank you.
Hello, I am Jamie and I am 9.
Hi Jamie. Have you ever had to deal with racism?
Yes, I have. When I went to a holiday camp in my gym, I was playing with this girl. Then we sat in a circle in the gym hall, and she looked at me, and then she just called me Pooh. And I was angry and sad at the same time, because you shouldn't be nasty to them like that just by their appearance. It's not nice at all. They don't understand how you feel about it.
And Jamie, what did you do?
Well, I spoke to my parents and they said that I'm unique in God's image.
Great.
Yeah.
And Jamie, do you believe in Black Lives Matter?
Yes, I do. Because everyone's equal in a unique way. We may have different coloured skin, but that doesn't mean that you should treat people nasty and violent. You should treat people not by their appearance, but you should treat them by their heart.
Thanks, Jamie.
Hi, I'm Grace and I am 9 years old.
Have you ever seen racism, Grace, anywhere?
No, never.
And tell us why you support Black Lives Matter.
I support Black Lives Matter because I think everybody should be treated equally, no matter what they look like.
Hi, I'm Amber and I'm aged 9.
Have you ever seen any racism, Amber?
No, never in my life.
In school?
Nope.
Anywhere?
Nah.
And Black Lives Matter, do you agree with that?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because everybody is equal and we're different in unique ways. Black people shouldn't be treated like this. We're just the same, but our skin colours are different.
Hi, I'm Ben and I'm 11 years old.
Ben, have you ever experienced racism?
Yes, I have. When I attended a holiday camp, I experienced racism when I was playing in the park. During my time at the park, a boy pointed at me and called me the N-word. This made me feel very sad.
And what did you do about it then?
I informed the teachers, but they didn't take the boy seriously. This made me feel very sad as well. His mum was informed as well, and she was mortified.
And how did you deal with those feelings?
I talked to my mum and dad, and they told me how to deal with racism in the future.
What do you think about Black Lives Matter?
I think Black lives do matter, and they should have equal rights as white people. We've gone through segregation, we've gone through slavery, and I think it's been very hard for black people, and they should have rights the same as white people.
Okay, thanks very much, Ben.